Hi, my magical creatures, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is I am going to talk about my guardian angels experiences, my experiences with angels, me seeing them and talking to them and everything like that. So before we begin, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, a like, and don't forget to subscribe so it would help you grow out. So let's get started. Okay, so I want to say like my experiences with angels. So with me, I am a clairvoyant. I do readings. I do read people. I'm very psychic. So I want to say like my encounters with angels, and I do work with archangels like Archangel Michael, Raphael, even my guardian angels and stuff like that. So definitely, I'm going to talk about my encounters with them. I've seen them. I know they're real, and I did get permission that I can talk about my experiences with y'all. So, yeah. Okay, so I want to say, I was definitely like when I was in high school, I had met this girl, and she would talk about, um, spirit animals and like guides and everything like that. And she would talk about like your spirit guide and spirit animals and stuff like that. And so I was really intrigued with that, and that when we're born we actually have like spirits, spirit guides, spirit, they come in the form of an animal, a humanoid, or whatever shape or form that they take. So definitely, I was at this girl's house and we were meditating in her room. And I asked her, "Hey, can you get one of your spirit guides to help me see my spirit animal?" Because I was having a hard time trying to see my spirit animal. So she did. And the next thing I know, I felt something touch my back. And it was not my friend, it was her spirit animal that did that. It was like he was that that being was trying to it wasn't, I didn't feel it physical, but I felt like my spirit, like internally, something was like trying to push my spirit out of my body. And it sounds scary, but it wasn't scary. It wasn't like that. It was just like that being was trying to get me to shift into seeing my spirit animal. So yeah, that was crazy. And so from then on, I was like, oh my God, spirits, they do exist. And then after that, then I started seeing like spirits in my house. Like I started seeing like ghost spirits. I saw some good benevolent things, and then I saw some scary things. And that's how I knew like, okay, there's definitely another world, another realm. There's something, there, I've seen it. I've seen it all. So, I don't know, the more I got into the paranormal things, the more interested I was, and the more, you know, um, and I want to say too, like growing up too, the paranormal has always been around me too, like growing up. Like, I'm gonna talk about my first like really angel encounter, I want to say. Um, I was really young. I was probably like, I want to say like 6 years old. I used to take like this bus to school. When I was young, I used to go to special ed because I couldn't talk. I could not talk. Like I could talk, but I had a speech problem. Like I could not talk at all. Like it was really bad. So in the mornings, I would go to special ed. I would go to the school and be with like the special ed people, and then in the afternoon, I would go to like regular school with like regular kids and stuff that didn't have any special disabilities and stuff. So in the morning, the short bus will come pick me up, and then I would get on it. And then I remember I was on the bus with other special need kids, and I want to say there was a bus driver and then a bus driver helper, and I'm gonna just say her name. Her name was Miss Jill. So, and then there was another lady too named Miss Gay, but Miss Gay wasn't on there as much. But yeah, and this was a long time ago. So it was definitely, she was, here, she would talk to me, and she was really nice, Miss Jill. So there was this one time where we was leaving, or I think I was being taken to my regular school because it was in the afternoon, and I think I was being taken to my regular school, and we got on the freeway, and I look up and I see two blob, like little pinkish tone, white, pinkish tone with blonde, yellow hair, I want to say. And there was two of them up in the sky, like two, they looked like two little dots up in the sky, but I could see them. And I remember calling Miss Jill over on the bus, and she said, "Yeah, what's going on, sweetie?" And I was like, "What are those? Like, what are those up there?" And they were just up there, like flying like this. And she said, "Oh, those are angels." I said, "Angels?" And she's like, "Yeah, those are angels. They really look like kind of like Cupid, you know, they kind of look like those. Like they had yellow blonde hair, and then they had this white, they were like white, like Caucasian, but they had like pinkish flesh tone to them. And they were so far up. I don't know if they were wearing like the diaper or, you know, or if they was even wearing anything really. I don't know. But they were so high up, you know, I couldn't really see nothing. So um I remember seeing that, and for a really long time, that memory has always stuck with me. And I don't know if that was a dream because that was so long ago. I don't know if that's a dream. I'm 26 now, so that was 20 years ago. So I don't know if that was a dream or what, but because of my angel encounters that I have and the rest of the encounters that I'm going to be sharing with y'all in my teenage years and in my adult life, um, I don't believe that was a dream for 1 second. Like that was really real life and that happened. And Miss Jill just said it like, yeah, those are angels. Like, whoa. So, that was kind of like my first angel encounter, I want to say, that I know of. My second one was I was in my room. So in high school, you know, I was dabbling into like spirit guides, spirit animals, stuff like that. So then I started to learn about, and I also saw like fairies, and that's a whole nother video. I'm gonna do a video on fairies and stuff. But I want to say um, this one was really like, without a doubt, was crazy because this was in my teenage years. I was probably like 16 when this happened, 15, 16. Um, no, I wasn't. I was like 14, 15 when this happened. So I was in my room, and so I was learning about angels and stuff because I've already seen fairies at the time. I've even uh, seen like spirit guides, spirit animals, and seeing spirits and stuff like that. So I was like, what's next on the list? Like angels. Like I wanted to know about angels, like communicating with them. The Bible talks about them. So I was like, what are these beings? Like who are they? And stuff like that. And everything like that. So I went on YouTube, and there was like a lot of people talking about how to connect with your angel, how to talk to them, stuff like that. So I went ahead and started like, I didn't know who my guardian angel was, but I started talking to my guardian angel, stuff like that. So when you talk to your guardian angel, like when any talking to any type of like spirit guide, any high vibrational um, being or whatever, so we kind of vibrate at a lower frequency. These high vibrational beings, like angels, spirit guides, elemental beings, you know, stuff like that, they vibrate at a higher frequency. So when we talk to them, you know, our vibration lifts. And so what they do is they try to lower their vibration so that way um, we are vibrating at the same frequency and stuff. And so that way we're able to communicate and talk. And that's how communication is established. So, I saw like how to lift your vibrations up was to talk to your guardian angel, just start talking to them, you know, let them know like, hey, like how are you, you know, stuff like that. So I was doing that. And so when I did that, I did ask. So I saw a video saying like, you know, ask your guardian angel for their name because that's how like the connection can be deeper is by you knowing their name and like everything like that. So I remember I was in my room one night, and I asked my guardian angel like, what is your name? And so she told me her name. I'm not going to say her name because it's very names have power and stuff like that, and this connection was very like personal to me, but I'm just going to keep her name private because, you know, she's my guardian angel. So um I remember I was in my room. I said, like, what is your name? And then the next thing I know, I hear a voice in my head, and it was not my voice at all. I heard it, and I couldn't believe I heard it. And she said her name. And I was like, whoa. And then all of a sudden, I saw like this, like, little, like, fog of white light, I want to say, and it kind of like was going around my room. I wasn't scared or anything because I knew, like, I just felt like it wasn't bad or anything, but I was very like surprised and I was very shocked that I saw this. And it was like a white little fog or whatever, and it was like going around my room. And then also too, I had ordered crystals from Amazon, and so I had an Amazon box like in my room, and one of the flaps was still duct taped shut. And all of a sudden, I hear a peeling noise, and I turn around and I look, and the tape is just being peeled back, like curling and peeling off. And I saw that, and I could not believe that I saw that. And so at the time, I had like a really close friend that was psychic and that he was into this stuff. I called him immediately, and I was, to be honest, I was very spooked. I wasn't scared, but I was like, oh my god, like they can really like all like move stuff. They can really manipulate items and stuff. Like they could really do that. So I called my friend and I told him my experience, and he was like, yeah, like good job, you made she did that to let you know like she was there and that she's real, you know? She did that so I couldn't question it. I couldn't question, well, maybe I was tripping, maybe no, like this really like it happened. So that was my angel experience. That was like a really like I was like 14, 15 when this happened. So definitely I knew like even angels are real too. And so that was kind of like the beginning and the start of like my life purpose and how I became to be. And, you know, after that. So the next day ended up, you know, my friend taught me how to develop my clairaudience, like my clear hearing, so I can be able to like hear them talk to me and stuff. So I was in high school and, I wasn't really paying attention in class because I would talk to them all the time because I could hear them and stuff. So I would just talk to them, and I would even talk about some of the classmates, like, oh my god, like this person does this, like, can you believe that? So it was just really cool, and it was like I wasn't alone anymore. So it was really, really cool. So I ended up just asking like, hey, can you show me a sign that you're there? So after that, when they showed me that you know, I asked like, can you show me a sign that you're there? I want to say after first, second period, I want to say I went to the bathroom and I was by myself. I went to the bathroom. I was walking to the bathroom, and right on the ground, this thing grabbed my attention. And if you guys see, I still have it from high school. This was on the ground and it was reflecting off the ground, and I saw it while I was walking to the bathroom. And it was only like like a couple hours later when I had asked for that sign saying, please show me who you are. This is an angel. And I found this just sitting in the middle of the ground, and it was reflecting, and it caught my eye and I saw it. And this is crazy. I looked online and they said that these are like butterfly clips or whatever. But when I was in kindergarten, we used to use these as like angel ornaments, for Christmas and stuff. So every time I see something like this reminds me of an angel. And, you know, I'm just like really shocked and cannot believe that this is, that this, happened. And so ever since then I kept it because this is like good luck. So yeah, and I found that on the ground. And so definitely that was them letting me know that they're here, and they gave me something physical to like hold and stuff. So I thought that was really nice and cool. My next tip, I want to say, or not my next tip, my next experience that I had was my experience with Archangel Michael. He definitely showed up in my life and everything like that. So me and him, I started talking to him. Me and him got really close. I got to know about him. He got to know about me. And, we were talking and stuff. And then one night, I was talking to him and stuff while I was laying in bed, getting ready to go to sleep and stuff. I see him in the corner of my room, and so my room was dark, by the way. My room was dark. I had a street light shining into my room, so that was like the only light that I had shining in there. Um, yeah, Archangel Michael, he showed himself, while we were talking. He was only there for like 2 seconds and then he disappeared. But he was see-through, but he was mainly red, and he also had this rainbow light aura that reflected onto the wall. And he was smiling while looking at me, you know? And then he appeared and then he disappeared. And then next thing I know, he comes, you know, the blanket flips over, like my feet are right here, and then the blanket was covering my feet, and then he plopped the covers over my feet. So I felt cold air on my feet. And so I couldn't believe that. And, that was another angel encounter that I had, and that was Archangel Michael, and he did that. And he didn't have wings, and he didn't have a halo either. So I ended up telling like my psychic friend about it, and I was like, yeah, he didn't have wings or a halo, but he was, human looking and stuff like that. And he was saying like, oh, angels, they change their form all the time, like they shape shift and stuff. So I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So and I ended up did asking him. I said, why didn't you show yourself with wings and a halo and stuff? And he was like, because I wasn't trying to do too much. That's what he said. And I was like, oh, okay. And so that's what he told me. He said that I wasn't trying to do too much. Like, so I was like, oh, okay. So but yeah, so that was definitely an angel encounter that I had. And so I thought that was really cool and interesting. Um, I want to say, and then my next experience that I had, this was when I think I was like in college that this happened. I was living at home at the time, and across the street from my house was there was a empty field across the street. So I remember it was like I took a nap. I woke up. It was like around like 12 o'clock in the morning, and I was looking out my window, and I was just looking out the window because I like to look at the stars. I like to look at the sky and stuff. And then in the field, it's just pitch black, like it's dark. All of a sudden, across the street from my house, like right when walking into the field, I see a gigantic blob of white light, this mystical white light. Like it was so luminous. It was, you couldn't see through it. It was just a mystical fog of white light, and it was huge. And next to it was a smaller blob of white light. And I remember looking at it and I couldn't believe my eyes. Like I really saw this. So I looked at it for a good few seconds, or it was only there for like a minute. And right while I was just looking at it for a minute, it disappeared and it vanished. And right when it vanished, the next door neighbors pulled up into the driveway. So it was like they knew. And I was kind of mad because it was like, why are all these paranormal things happen to me when no one's around? You know what I mean? So I went and called my psychic friend about it, and I told him what I saw. And at the time, I didn't really knew if it was an angel. I didn't know what that was. And so I was a little scared because it was huge. It was a giant blob of white light. And he said like, oh, those are angels. Like you saw an angel's true form. Like they're made out of energy. Like they're just a blob of energy. That's what they are, you know? And then so I went to go see a psychic, and I ended up telling her what I saw and stuff. And so she said, like, yeah, she said a being of white light was shown to you. She said, I'm getting it with an archangel. And at the time, I talked to Archangel Michael. And so she asked him, and he was like, yes, yes, it's me. So that was really cool. That was crazy. So, um, yeah. And then so the more I develop my psychic abilities and stuff, like my clairvoyance and stuff like that, when I wake up in the morning, I immediately see like blue sparkles, like only for a second, just for a split second. Or sometimes I'll see like some lights like kind of floating on the edge of my eye and stuff like that. I went to the doctor to get my eyes checked out because I was scared. I didn't know if I was tripping. I went to the doctors, a lot of them, you know, said I was fine. There's nothing wrong with my eyes. Like they did like they shine light in my eye to see. Like I've already did all that. They said that my eyes were perfectly fine. They were saying like, oh, you could have eye floaters, but I'm not seeing anything. Like your eyes look fine. So my angels was telling me saying that's us letting you know that we're there, stuff like that. So I ended up Googling stuff, and they were saying like people that see sparks of light, blue light or whatever, that means that like your angels are there and stuff. And I did not know that. So like Doreen Virtue, like I have like her Archangel Oracle deck, and Archangel Michael in one of the instruction guide booklet, it said like, how do you know if Archangel Michael is there? Is if you see a royal blue color that are like sparkles that's flash in your eyesight. And I was like, oh my God, that's Archangel Michael, like letting me know he's there. So yeah, I've been seeing sparks of blue light all the time and it just flashes, you know. So that's just him letting me know that, hey, I'm there. So yep, these are kind of like all of like my physical encounters that I've had with angels and stuff. Definitely, if maybe you guys went through something similar or maybe not, but this is kind of like me speaking my truth, my encounters with them and stuff. So, do I believe that angels are real? 100% yes. HELL, yes. Like, yes, they are real. I've seen them, I talked to them, I even read people, and I work with the archangels and they tell me information and stuff. So yeah, and for people that want to sit here and be like, oh, well, they're demons or whatever, if they're demons, then they would have, I wouldn't be here right now. So they've always helped me out. They've helped my self-esteem. They were very positive in my life and stuff like that. So yeah. So if you like this video, or if you want help connecting to your angels and stuff like that, I can definitely help with that. You can go ahead and go to my website and book a reading with me, everything like that. So if you like this video, don't forget to thumbs up this video, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay magical. Mwah.